So today we are going to learn Azure AD roles, or describe Azure AD roles in the SC fundamentals certification path. So if I'm pretty sure SC-900 is not the first certification for you guys, because there are so many other certification from 900 like AZ-900, 104, 303, 304. There's so many certifications which were already there like from years, maybe the different name, but they were there from last couple of years, and this is the new one. This is the new course. So I'm pretty sure you, if you guys already in cloud, already working on Azure, you guys are absolutely aware what is Azure AD and what are the different AD roles are, what is Azure AD roles are. But I have to cover, and I'll make it very short for the certification path. I have to cover it, right? So we'll keep it short to the crux, so that it will, if you know already, it will refresh your memory. If you're already working, it is fine, you can skip it. But if you want to see, if you want to clear the exam, I would request you go through the video. It would just a couple of minutes. Okay, so let's describe the Azure AD roles. Well, Azure AD roles control permissions to manage Azure AD resources. So we got two kind of resources in Azure: Azure AD resources and Azure resources like virtual machines, storage account, AKS, different stuff, right? So you are not managing the permissions of Azure resources that we create inside the subscription, but you are managing the permissions of Azure AD resources. Okay, that's the very critical difference. People get confused, don't get confused. It's Azure AD roles. Okay, now there's so many built-in roles. I'll show you after a little talk on the screen on the Azure portal. So there's so many built-in roles, just like the Azure RBAC. There are so many built-in roles that you can easily utilize without thinking of creating a new one. But if you think you have to create the custom role, so well, you have the privilege, you can create it, but you gotta buy, or you gotta purchase a license for it. It's not come with the basic Azure AD. I'll show you that as well. Now, in order to just understand the Azure AD roles, let's pick few examples. For example, global administrator, which has all the accesses. And if you're already working in Azure, everyone is like, most of the people are aware of the GA, or the global administrator, which has all the permission which required in so many times, so many scenarios. We need the GA account. User administrator, right, who can do everything related to the administrator administrating the user, like taking care of the users and groups. You must have heard of the user administrator as well, and similarly billing administrator, who will take care of the billing part. So these are the different the most common built-in role. Similarly, when we were talking about in one of my video, the Azure RBAC, we have like owner, contributor, and the reader in Azure RBAC, right? Owner of the subscription, contributor who can do everything, but cannot assign permissions to the other folks. Similarly, we have these roles for the Azure AD, and these are the few examples that I've given you. And as I said, we can create our custom roles, but we gotta purchase a license for it. In order to create a custom role, there are like two steps involved. First, you pick the permissions that you need, then you'll call it role, and then you need to create the role assignment. That means you are assigning those permissions to the user, or the service user, or the identity. So you got to create the permissions and then assignment, role and role assignment. These are the two steps involved in the custom role process. And once we have the roles, we have the users, then of course Azure AD RBAC have to come in the picture. What is RBAC? It is role-based access control, and we should go ahead and implement RBAC everywhere, wherever we can. And Azure AD provides wonderful opportunities for this. You can apply RBAC, give only the permission which are needed. not more than that. Least privilege principle we gotta follow from the security perspective, and this is a security fundamentals. So that's what the RBAC is. Managing access using roles is the RBAC. Only grant the access that user needed. Now, let me quickly go through this. So we are here in the Azure Active Directory. Under Active Directory, if I click on role and administrators, here we have all the built-in roles that I was talking about. You can click here and create the custom roles, but for that, it says right here, we need premium P1 or P2 to do that. And if I go to the users, see, test01 is one of my users. Let's see if he has any roles assigned to it. It doesn't have any roles, but he has the access on the particular resource group where he can do some work. So those are the two different things. Well, that's about it. That's how we describe the Azure AD role, and this is more than enough to clear the certification path SC fundamentals. Take care. Let's learn something new in the next video. Bye-bye.